What's up, everyone? Tyler DeLuca back here today with my 3 takeaways from this past week in the WNBA. We have the sample size now. The WNBA season is officially rolling, and I think that a lot of people have proved themselves in different ways, from teams to individual players to a whole rookie class. We'll get into all of it now. Let's start off with the team, because the Connecticut Sun, y'all, the last undefeated team in the WNBA, and we've seen the Sun be good in the past, like great, even when it comes to the rest of the WNBA. But they've always been the bridesmaid, never the bride. That's always just kind of been the thing with Connecticut, is that they just haven't been able to get over that final hump. The disrespect hashtag with the capital CT, like that's what they've been known for. But this year feels different, and I'll tell you why. In the past, even when Jonquel Jones was there winning MVPs, like, they have had so much star talent. Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, Jonquel Jones, Bree Jones as well when she's healthy. Like, we've seen this now. But in those years, what surrounded that star talent? And it's not that there were bad players surrounding that star talent, but it never fit as well as it could have, to me. And the build around those stars, it was just never as good as it could have been, to me. This season feels different about that, because Ty Harris has come into her own as a starting point guard. I've been a Ty Harris truther since she got to the league with Dallas, and being a starting point guard in this league. Like, I think she has that caliber. She's showing she has that like that is the level that she can play at, and that's what she's doing in Connecticut. Dejanay Carrington has taken those next steps. It's been a progressive build for her game and her production, and now we're seeing it, the two-way play from Dejanay, which is massive for this team. The bench is more well-rounded than it has been, with Ono coming off the bench for some size. You have Tiffany Mitchell there for a perimeter bucket when you need it. Like, this just feels like the most well-rounded Connecticut Sun team we've seen since this kind of core, like I said, even back when Jonquel Jones was here. Like, that, this feels like the most well-rounded and best-built team in this era of Connecticut Sun basketball. And it's making all the difference, because they look like the best team in the WNBA. And there's so much talent across the WNBA, more widespread, and this might be one of the more competitive seasons of the WNBA, at least from what we've seen early on. And, like, the Sun just are clearly, to me right now, in this very moment, the best team in the WNBA. Now, Chelsea Gray coming back for the Aces, when that happens, I'm sure they'll have something to say about it. They might have something to say about it right now. But for me, they're the only undefeated team in the WNBA. They look better and more well-built than they ever have in the past, for me, for my liking. And now, it's time to prove that the past is the past. Obviously, we still have a ways to go before we make it to the playoffs or anything, but at some point, I honestly don't think that they're going to get the respect that they deserve because of the past results. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are kind of until proven otherwise about the Connecticut Sun. And I get that to a point, but also there has to be recognition that I think that this is the best built team that the Connecticut Sun have had in this era of Sun basketball. So I'm super impressed with them. And when you're talking about best in the league, that's the team front, but the player front, it's unquestionable now. So let's back up a little bit, because I had been on the Napheesa Collier MVP train early in this season, from what I had seen, from what the links had shown. And my biggest reason for that was that Napheesa Collier had finally felt that she had got into that upper echelon with AT, with Stewie, with Asia Wilson. And I still think that's true. I don't think that I don't feel like I was wrong about that. I feel like Napheesa Collier is in that upper tier. The problem is Asia Wilson is in a tier of her own now. Well, she's got better. She's gotten better. Her first step that she has been able to implement over the course of her career, it's got better. She is better. She's the best in the world at what she does. Like, this, there's, I still, you could, I guess, poke a needle through the fact that she's not a 3-level scorer in its entirety, but that's it. That's the only flaw, if you even want to call it that, which I don't think it's anything because of what she's producing. Like, she is to the point, if you get the ball to A'ja Wilson at the elbow, just put 2 points on the scoreboard, whether it's a pull-up jumper, whether it's a rip-through, whether it's that first, like, whatever it is, it's 2 points. And that's not even getting into the defensive impact that she has. So, right now, it's just clear that A'ja Wilson is the best player in the world. There's no, and it hasn't always been like this, but there's no further. I don't need to see anything further. I don't. She is the best player in the world, and this has been a step-by-step thing. Like, even last year, she got a 4th place vote for MVP, which is still insane to me. And obviously, I don't think that A'ja Wilson needed the motivation to come back and get better or anything like that, but I'm sure it didn't hurt. And now she's going to make the rest of the league pay for that vote. She's just, you kind of run out of words to describe her, but she's the best in the world. Those are the only words you really need at this point. It's incredible. And with the Aces, the Aces are still, like, against the game against the Lynx, you don't have Chelsea Gray, obviously, still with injury. Kelsey Plum struggles. And it just doesn't matter. Because only one team had A'ja Wilson. And Nafisa Collier had a great game as well in that game. And it's still just, it didn't matter. Because only one team had A'ja Wilson. And to the point with the Sun, where, I don't know if people are going to respect them prior to them really just doing the thing and winning it. On kind of the flip side of that, people probably aren't going to call the Sun the best team in the league because only one team has A'ja Wilson. And I don't blame them. Like, that's, I completely understand, because what A'ja Wilson has been able to do is just phenomenal. I mentioned also the other takeaway that I have is this rookie class. So much has been said about it and everything, but I really can't get over the immediate impact that this class is having really across the board. Like, obviously, I'm just kind of focusing on the top 3 of Angel, Caitlin, and Cameron Brink. The immediate impact, and that's something that we don't see in the WNBA very often, where usually the Rookie of the Year race is frankly decided just based on the minutes played, because rookies just don't get a lot of time normally in the WNBA. This year is different. We have a Rookie of the Year race. We have rookies that are just across the board, like in different tiers of production, are producing. What Kate Martin has been able to do with Las Vegas, and just finding a role that doesn't happen in the WNBA. So just to see the entirety of this rookie class, any rookie that's on a roster, it feels like they're making an impact. And normally you get maybe 3 rookies that are really doing that in a normal WNBA season for rookies. So I've just been so incredibly impressed across the board with what this rookie class as a whole has been able to do. They've all been, Cameron Brink is quite possibly, is a defensive player of the year contender right now. Caitlin Clark is scoring 30, is hitting all the milestones for fastest to X amount of points, X amount of assists. Angel Reese is scoring in double figures in every game, and is, I think, the first rookie to do that, in all, for their first 5 games, I think is what I saw, some of that sense. And it's just incredible, frankly, what we've been able to see from this rookie class so far this season, and just the immediacy of their impact is what is most impressive to me, just because that is not something we have seen in the WNBA. And I think the transition and the time needed to acclimate to the WNBA, yes, there's obviously still stuff to learn. I don't think they're going to be perfect. They're not perfect. But the transition from college to the WNBA, I just don't, it's not seeming like the jump is as big as it was made it out to be in all the discourse leading up to this rookie class getting into the W. So, yes, there's obviously still so much to learn and everything, but the production and the immediacy of it has been incredibly impressive to me so far. But that's going to do it for my 3 takeaways from this past week in the WNBA. Let me know what you think down below about my takeaways, and if you had any that you also took away from this week, let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you next time.